Hi y'all, this is Jo with Jo and Coaching, and today's video and topic is 10 reasons why real estate agents and realtors fail. So I have my list, handy dandy list right in front of me, and let's dive right in. So number one, they don't treat it like a business. You have to lay the right foundation. I prescribe to my own philosophy called the Day Zero philosophy, where you are laying this foundation for your business that will support its growth over the years. I'm a big proponent that all content should have a home, so I really think you should be creating content and syndicating that content. The Day Zero philosophy talks about social media, all different types of media, including listing media and search media. And I will include that freebie and link down below, but I think you need the right mindset going into being a realtor, and if you don't have that, you are setting yourself up for failure. Other reasons, not having proper training. I think it's really important to be trained inside of real estate, not just marketing, like this podcast is all about marketing, but inside of real estate. I think all three of these, the next three, are going to be very similar. So like, you need to be at the right brokerage that's going to give you the right training, and you need to be surrounded about the right people that want you to succeed, that care about your success. And so I think you need a mentor or some type of support system. So those four all go super close together. You need proper training, you need the right brokerage, you need the right people, and you need the right mentor or support. So all of those go hand in hand. I really think the right environment can mold you to be a really successful person. It's that whole thing where people say like you're some of the 5 people you spend the most time with, but it's really like the 5 people that you let influence you the most. And if you are looking up to the wrong people, you're going to end up chasing the wrong things. And that happened to me, and so I know that from experience. And I know everyone's different, and so all I can talk about is from my experience, but I think being in the right room will really dictate what path you'll be able to go down. My first real estate brokerage was a flat fee based brokerage that was kind of virtual. We did have a small office, and we did have some training sessions, and I did learn a lot, and I liked being around people. Every single person I was around, I did learn some things from, whether it's positive or negative. And then you just have to be smart to be able to not funnel through the information, but just like cipher, like, what's the word? Not strain, but you know what I mean. Just be smart. Like, I know that sounds stupid and silly, but don't. It goes back to like grass is always greener on the other side type of thing. You just need to make all of your decisions like with super good awareness. I feel like this is probably going to be the worst episode ever. I'm so sorry, but I really think all of these points are equally and super important. Number 6 on the list is like I've talked about before, you should be creating content, but not just creating content, but you need to be creating content with the ideal client, the dream client in mind, because everything you make is either attracting or repelling someone, and you want to be attracting the right person and repelling the wrong person. And so creating content with this one person or a few different types of people in mind will set you up for success. I believe content can be our main source of lead generating, followed with really good systems and really good follow-up. And you have to be knowledgeable about your product. So there are lots of things you need to do to be successful, but these are some of the reasons why I think most real estate agents fail. They aren't being realistic about the real estate requirements of one. So like when it comes to work-life balance, it was really hard for me in the first 5 years to really figure out my work-life balance. I wasn't concentrating on the right things. I wasn't yet creating content for one person. I didn't have my priorities straight, and I was young and I was just trying to figure things out. And I think a lot of how you can become successful depends on your maturity and your self-awareness. And I think it's really important to work on both. And so like, you can see all these books around me. You could probably guess or it's easy to accept that like reading is my favorite thing to do. And so I think self-awareness, if you're not able to surround yourself by the right people, you can still do that through books and podcasts. The very, very first thing I did was listen to a whole bunch of real estate podcasts, even before I got my real estate license. And that was huge. I got to hear words I'd never heard before and hear perspectives that I would have never heard if it wasn't for the podcast. So podcasts have been like a really big contributing factor to like my growth. But beyond that, once I discovered the books, so I read Clients First as one of my first books. Jerry, I can't remember the other name, but it's a husband and wife. Their last name is Calloway. I think they're out of Arizona. That really opened my eyes of like, oh my gosh, I can be a real estate agent because I know how to treat people really well. Like, I might not know how to sell a house. I might not know how to write a contract. I might have never negotiated a contract. Like, there are so many things I had never done before, but at the end of the day, if I treated people right and I made all of my decisions with good ethics, I would be okay. And I think if you are on that path of like being a good person and being in it for the right reason, then you will find success as a realtor. I think it's just so much of it is honestly just being a good person and then working on all the other things that you need to work on. Like, obviously you need to be knowledgeable, you need to be taking classes, you need to be continuing your education, whether it's training or real CE. I think that stuff can really help you gain traction. So next one is they aren't in it for the right reasons, and I kind of already went over that. But that also talks about, I also wrote down like people are lazy. Like, you can outshine almost all of your competition just by showing up and working a little bit harder. So that's something that was really big for me in the beginning, was showing up, being present, being a yes man, saying yes to so many different situations that I would probably not say yes to now, but it gave me experience. I think experience is going to take you really, really far in this business. And I had rapid experience. I did grassroots advertising on Craigslist, and so I was getting hundreds of phone calls a week, hundreds of emails. Like, I was able to learn a system that would work for me for the situation I was in, and experience is really important. So putting yourself in the position to gain rapid experience will really help one become more successful than another person that doesn't have that experience. So another reason why real estate agents fail is that they aren't able to dedicate the right amount of time. So I talked about work-life balance, so that's more someone like working too much and then their family isn't happy, but then also not working enough. I really think to lay the right foundation, you are going to have to give this industry a lot of your time. You have to treat it like a business. There's just so much to do. I could write like a huge old list or blog post on this, but you just have to be super dedicated and you have to be super professional. If you're not familiar with your product, you are not going to be able to sell that product. So becoming familiar with whatever product you want to specialize in and knowing it like the back of your hand is going to be huge. This can either be a type of home, this can be a location, or this can be the clients that you want to serve. So you've heard this before most likely, but this is like you're niching down. So you need to niche down in the industry and gain a focus and then become the expert in that. And then obviously you can expand and become an expert in more than one area, but it's good to be like the go-to for something, known for something. For me in my business, I'm guessing that mine is kind of like, I'm known for relocation. I'm not as known for listing, but I think I'm equally as good at listing just because of all of my marketing experience and capabilities with the platform I built. So although I wish I had more listings than I do, I've concentrated and focused on creating videos for buyers. So that's obviously who's going to come to me more than a seller. So those are some of the ways I think real estate agents fail. And I kind of gave a little bit of insight on how to be successful. If you are a real estate agent and you're looking for a mentor, I would love to mentor you. Down below, we have a link for the mentorship or even a link for a wake-up call. I am here for you. Again, this is Jo with Jo and Coaching. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, y'all.